it was a good win for us. But like I said, football's football. We've won our last game now. We need to start getting results at home. I think the form's been okay, but we haven't had the results, and we now need to start backing up our away point ratio with certainly getting points at home.
You mentioned about using the back five again on Tuesday night. Is that something going forward that you will stick with, or will it be horses for courses, for want of a better expression?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've got a set of players that we can go with our 4-3-3 and go with a 5 if we need to. I definitely prefer the 4-3-3. There's no two ways about that. I think attacking wise, we're better. I think without doubt Sean Newton's better if we're going to play him in there in the 4-3-3. I know he prefers that as well. I think he's more likely to get you a goal or create a goal, which he's proved already this season with the way that he plays. So we'll have to wait and see what we're going to do on Saturday. Obviously I know, so what I mean is everybody else will have to wait and see whether we're going to go back to the 4-3-3 and particularly at home and go at teams. But I thought we went at Spennymoor on Tuesday night. With the 5 even, we got our wing backs a little bit higher, but I couldn't get our wing backs out high enough in the second half. So we'll see, but certainly we've got the options of doing both.
Saying about going forward with those formations, but defensively, a clean sheet's proving a little bit elusive at the moment. So is that something that you're looking at as well?
Well, I don't think we can change anything on how we're going to look at it, other than defend better. We gave goals away at Chorley, as poor as we were and as poor as the game was. You could still come away with a 0-0. I don't think we ever looked like scoring, but we could have come away with a 0-0 if we hadn't given Chorley the chance to get the goals they got. So it's just about defending better, and the defenders know that. We'd had clean sheets up until that. I think we have 3 days? Was it 2 or 3 clean sheets? And so we were looking like a side that wasn't going to concede goals. I think in the first 5 games we conceded 2 goals or something like that. So we're capable of doing it. We've just been a little bit sloppy. The goals we've given away. I think the Nuneaton one, with 3-0 up, and then John gives a stupid penalty away. And then we give the ball away for the second goal, and so it's been our own doing. So it's just defend better, play better, and get back to being more solid.
Speaking of defence, obviously John Worsnop the other night pulling off some cracking saves for you. He said afterwards he was suffering from a bit of a dead leg. Is he fit? Is he okay? Yeah,
he's fine. John's fine. Like I said after the game, I think it's probably the only game where John's really been worked on a lot, or had to work a lot, and the opposition making him work. Certainly, second half the other night. So I don't want him worked like that too often. He doesn't want to be worked like that too often. But when he was called upon the other night, he certainly made 2 or 3 real good, important saves for us.
Another option you've got as well, or a choice I guess you may have to make this weekend. Simon Heslop back from suspension. Theo Wharton did the job for you the other night. How tough will that be for you?
Well, again, whether we play 2 or whether we play 3, obviously might be whether as he plays or whether Theo continues in there. But it's nice to have him back to give us the option. Again, Simon is a player that likes, with plenty of energy, likes to get in the box. Scored a couple of goals recently, so he's capable of that. So if I decide to go to 3, then obviously Hez is the obvious choice to come in and make that third man in midfield. Theo come in and done particularly well the other night. So that was nice to see. So if we go with 3, then Newt, Sezzy and Theo might just be those 3. But if we don't, then I've got to make a decision. Do I stay with Theo or do I bring Simon back in with the 2 with Newts in there? But like I say, we'll see. I think I've got in my head, what I want to do on Saturday, but sometimes during training, that's why I don't like to say for definite, you know, things dictate and do change my mind.
So looking at the game, Stockport could be quite a big one at Bootham Crescent, certainly crowd-wise.
Yeah, you know, a similar club to ourselves really, who probably fed up of being in this league and been in too long and proving, you know, how tough this league is to get out of. I think they're supported very similar to ourselves. Always get around about the same sort of crowds that what we do. You know, same sort of stadium, old stadium that, you know, is great to play in, and so yeah, you know, two teams that are desperate to get out, certainly out of this league into the next one and back into the football league. And you know, there'll be a big, like say, a big crowd there. I think we're on well, I know we're on level points, so we know, you know, we're behind them on just behind goals, so we know if we beat them, then we go above them. So that's an incentive. That's always a nice incentive to have. So yeah, it makes for a good game.
And the table's so tight so early in the season, it really does reiterate what you know you've said already this season, that every point at this stage particularly does matter. It
does, and you know, obviously not just for the obvious reasons of where you are in the league, but I think mentally as well, that you know you're in there thereabouts. I think you look at Saturday, I think the top two are playing each other, and then you know a couple more teams above us at the moment are playing each other. So you know we could shoot up to fourth or something like that on Saturday with a result, and go within maybe five points where we was 9 after last Saturday. So that's how quickly you can turn things around, and that's how quickly we have to turn things around, and that's how quickly after a poor week we have to have a good week, like I've said.
Thank you very much.
Kane Felix, Gary, have you been pleased with his reaction in terms of being on the transfer list in the summer and coming back and with a bit between his teeth? And is that an example of how you need to react to being in this position?
And it's how you should be as a player. That's exactly the type of player you want, exactly the type of player you need. He's a frustrating player because with his pace and what he's capable of, you know, we're working with him every day on the training field to try and teach him how to use his ability that he's got and use his pace, because when you've got pace, you've got to know how to use it and when to use it. So we're trying to do that with Kane at the moment. He's enjoying his football. He's enjoying being around us again, and certainly, you know, going down the level we have, he's a handful for the opposition. And certainly, if I don't start him and bring him off the bench, then he's always a good option to have.
Yeah, it's his first goal for the club. Do you think it can be a source of goals as well? Is that something he can build up?
You know, I've had this chat with him. When he's come on, I think he had a couple of great chances at Blythe, and I've said to him, you know, good players that go on don't panic in front of goal. You know, and he's panicked in front of goal a couple of times. And you know, that's when you show whether you're a good player, whether you're not. That's why John just side foots the ball in the goal and doesn't panic. He doesn't have to look where the goal is. He knows where it is, and hence why you have a career at a good level or you don't. So, you know, sometimes it's difficult to put that into players. Yeah. You're either strong mentally and you've got that calmness about you that you can do that, or you can't, and that will never change. That's why some players can never go and step up because they can't do that, and some do. So I'm hoping Kane, you know, with maybe scoring and getting a little bit of confidence, that comes into him a little bit. He's not the only one, you know, that it happens. That's why you get good players, but they're not excellent players because they haven't got the calmness, like I say, or the confidence in front of the goal to stick in the back of the net. And like I repeat myself, that say all the time, the hardest thing to do in football is to score a goal.
Yeah. Do you feel it is an inbred knack, or do you feel Big John can kind of mentor these lads? I mean, he's got 199 now, isn't he? Can he teach the art of goal scoring, you think?
I don't think you can teach it. I think you're a goal scorer, you're not a goal scorer. You can certainly, you know, for me, players try and be too precise these days they try and curl it around the keeper and try and put in the top corner, and whereas again I use John as an example. He just put his head down and it's the target. If the keeper saves it, he saves it, and that's John's attitude that's probably been right through his career. And he scored 199 goals, and let's hope he gets his 200th on Saturday if selected.
It's a fair landmark, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely brilliant, and I love working with him. I've been brought up in a way that football's basic and it's a simple game, and John's basic, he's simple. He doesn't make things difficult for me as a manager. What I did like the other night at Spennymoor, I know he'd been out a couple of weeks. I thought he was back to something like we got last season, because when John's at it like that, and you could see his passion within the game when maybe the lads were making a couple of errors, voicing his opinion. So it was nice to have him back to that, because it certainly had a couple of games where he needed those games to get back to his sharpness. But going back to your question, whether you can teach, of course you work at it, and you hope a player's confidence comes with, I'm learning something here, and the genius manager I had all those years ago used to use it all the time. There's only one thing that doesn't move in football, and that's the goalposts, and you've just got to know where they are. So hopefully going back to Kane, that'll come now.
Lovely. Cheers, Gary.